The Selena Gomez interview that changed everything. Hidden confessions, new music clues, and a mission fans didn't see coming.
No, I think the only thing I genuinely miss
What
is
if I told you Selena Gomez just revealed the real reason she's been so quiet, so focused, and so intensely private lately? And no, it's not just about new music. In a rare and unexpectedly emotional interview with Zane Lowe, Selena opened up about something far deeper, something that fans are now calling her most honest confession since Revival. And by the end of the conversation, she dropped a subtle hint that many believe could point to the next chapter of her career. But here's the twist. This conversation wasn't meant to stir drama. It was meant to heal. And what Selena revealed about her purpose, her mental health journey, and her brand new sound therapy project on Apple Music has fans asking one huge question. Is this Selena's soft launch into the era she's been quietly building for an entire decade? And that's exactly what we're breaking down today. Stay with me, because the final reveal in this story might change how you see Selena Gomez's entire career. The interview that shocked fans. When Selena Gomez sat down with Zane Lowe to mark the release of her 2 new sound therapy collections on Apple Music, nobody expected the tone she brought. Fans were ready for a promo interview, maybe a few hints about music, a cute moment or two, something light. But instead, Selena walked into the conversation with a level of vulnerability that caught viewers off guard. Within minutes, she dove into the emotional weight of the last decade, especially the impact of her 2015 album, Revival, which just reached its 10-year anniversary. She didn't frame it as nostalgia. She framed it as transformation. Selena said she now realizes that everything she's done, from music to advocacy to philanthropy, comes down to one central mission: connection. To her, her life's purpose is simple and incredibly human. She wants to help people feel less alone. She wants to meet them exactly where they are, especially in their hardest moments. And she talked about that mission with a calm, steady clarity that instantly made fans pause. But then she said something that took the conversation to another level. Something that many fans interpreted as Selena revealing how deeply she feels her platform isn't just entertainment, it's impact. Right here, Zane asked her what motivates her to keep going publicly when she could easily disappear and live peacefully off the grid. And Selena smiled gently and said, "Connecting with people, that's why I'm here."
but I do feel the connection is so strong when I'm on stage, and I can actually feel the power of what my music stands for. And
That one sentence changed the energy of the entire interview. And wait until you hear what she said next, because it's the bridge into her latest project, and the reason fans believe this era could redefine her whole career. The Rare Impact Mission. Selena's purpose becomes action. Before we dive into her new sound therapy collections, we have to talk about the Rare Impact Fund. Selena co-founded it in 2020, quietly at first, and then steadily built it into one of the most focused mental health initiatives for young people in the world. But in her conversation with Zane Lowe, she connected the dots in a way she hasn't before. She explained that her purpose, this desire to connect and support people in their hardest moments, is exactly why the Rare Impact Fund exists. It wasn't a business move. It wasn't a brand extension. It was personal. Selena said she wanted to create something that could help young people globally access mental health resources that most adults didn't have when they were struggling. And here's the moment that really hit viewers. She talked about meeting people during her tours and appearances who told her that her openness about mental health literally saved their lives. Selena didn't say this with ego, she said it with gratitude. With weight, with responsibility. She described that feeling as the moment she realized her platform could be more than expression. It could be support, and that leads directly into why she created her 2 new sound therapy collections on Apple Music. But just wait, because this isn't just a playlist drop. It's much more strategic, much more emotional, and much more scientifically backed than anyone expected. And in the next chapter, we get into the secret behind those mixes, and why fans think Selena might be hinting at even bigger things coming soon. The Sound Therapy Collections, Selena's next chapter. So today, Selena released 2 exclusive sound therapy collections on Apple Music. One designed to reduce stress and improve mood, the other created specifically to support focus and concentration. But here's where things get interesting. These aren't just mellow playlists curated by a celebrity. They're built from Selena's own instrumental stems, engineered by audio technologists and cognitive scientists, and blended with binaural beats, sound frequencies shown to support mental well-being. That means Selena literally used the DNA of her music to help people regulate their anxiety, stress, or difficulty concentrating. Selena even said in the interview, "Music plays a huge part in what happens mentally." And she meant it scientifically. She meant it emotionally. She meant it personally. These collections were developed with solos at Universal Music Group and made with producers who combined her musical identity with wellness-focused technology. It's the most Selena thing ever, turning her personal art into something that could heal others. But fans noticed something else. The mixes include new instrumental textures not heard in her public discography. And that sparked a massive wave of speculation online. Are these new sounds a preview of her next album? Are these unreleased cuts? Is Selena easing audiences into the sonic landscape of her upcoming music? The interview didn't confirm anything outright, but the way Selena talked about connecting through music again had people raising eyebrows. And wait until we talk about the moment that went viral, because that's where things take a turn. Fan reactions: emotional, surprised, and curious. Within hours of the interview dropping, social media erupted with reactions. Some fans said this was the calmest, most centered version of Selena they've ever seen. Others said it reminded them of her documentary, My Mind and Me, with that same level of honesty but now with more peace. The most common reaction: admiration. People were genuinely moved by how openly Selena talked about empathy, human connection, and mental well-being. Fans have watched her go through extremely public highs and lows over the past decade, and many said this interview felt like closure, like the end of one chapter and the beginning of another. But then came the speculation. People started pulling clips where Selena talked about her purpose evolving, her music becoming more intentional, and her desire to help people feel something real. Many believe this means her next album might take a more emotional, grounded direction. Others think this sound therapy drop is a signal that Selena is shifting toward multi-platform creativity, music, wellness, art, philanthropy, all intertwined. And then there's the group wondering whether this means Selena might step back from acting in promotional cycles to focus on long-term impact projects. But that's when users on X noticed a tiny moment in the interview that sparked a whole new debate. Near the end, Zane asked her what she sees for herself moving forward. And Selena paused, just for a second, before answering. She said she wants to continue creating things that make people feel cared for. Fans immediately zoomed in. What does that mean? A new album? A new documentary? A full-scale wellness brand? Something else entirely? And that brings us to the biggest question of the episode, one I want to hear your take on. Do you think Selena's sound therapy collections are a preview of her next musical era, or do you think they're a separate passion project that stands on its own? Let me know what you think in the comments. What do you want from Selena next? New music, new acting roles, more wellness projects, or a completely new direction? Tell me below so we can debate it. What this means for Selena's future. Now let's zoom out. Between the Rare Impact Fund, her Apple Music sound therapy project, and her newly clarified sense of purpose, we're watching a real transformation in real time. Selena isn't just releasing music every few years. She isn't just focusing on one lane. She's building an ecosystem, a legacy, based on emotional support, shared experiences, and genuine human connection. In the interview, she said she wants to help people feel understood. That's her mission. That's the through line of everything she's built since Revival. And here's where things get interesting. Artists often use moments like this, interviews, wellness projects, anniversaries, to set the stage for major artistic evolution. Especially when the themes of the interview match the themes of the era they're about to enter. So it's absolutely possible that Selena Gomez is preparing fans for an era that's more introspective, more expansive, and more deeply connected to her personal purpose than anything she's released before. And whether or not she confirmed it, the energy is there. The subtle excitement in her voice. The focus. The clarity. It all feels like a quiet prelude. But here's the question. Is the world ready for a Selena Gomez era centered around healing, connection, and artistic evolution? I think it's closer than fans realize. And here's the kicker. Throughout the entire interview, Selena chose her words carefully. Not secretively, but intentionally. As if she's holding something she's not quite ready to reveal, but something big. Fans think she's gearing up for a surprise. Some think it's a new album. Others think it's a major Rare Impact expansion. And a few are whispering that this might be Selena's way of signaling her long-term transition into a career built around emotional wellness and creative impact. Whatever it is, the clues are there. And when the announcement drops, it's going to shake the fandom. If you want to stay ahead of every update in this evolving Selena Gomez story, make sure you watch our next video right after this one, where we break down the hidden Easter eggs in her recent social media posts that fans believe point to a new music era. I'll see you there.